Hello world, welcome to the stream. We are doing some dragon cheering today. Let's go over the squad. So this is my latest team idea. I've been thinking about dragon cheer for a long time, and it's tough to make work, to be honest. I've tried this for years, honestly, to make a good dragon cheer team, and I feel like this one's pretty good, actually. So the basic concept is we have two kind of support Pokemon that give Dragon Cheer out to any of the other four Pokemon, right? So the dragons obviously get +2. So Garchomp, after +2 from Dragon Cheer, has a 50-50 chance of getting crit with Earthquake or Scale Shot. And Scale Shot is better than Dragon Claw, in my opinion, here, because every shot of Scale Shot gives you a chance to crit. So, like, maybe you hit 3 out of 5, let's say. If you have a 50% crit rate, you might end up critting 2 out of 3 of those 3 shots, which is way better than if you're just Dragon Clawing and maybe you just totally miss your 50% crit chance. So I think Scale Shot's really interesting on a Dragon Cheer build. And then the other thing that's kind of niche here is Stone Edge will always crit after a Dragon Cheer. So Garchomp always has a way to critical hit 100%, or if you're willing to gamble, you can always go for the 50% Earthquakes or 50% crit Scale Shots. And again, Earthquake is a spread move, so you have 50% chance to crit on each different Pokemon. So I think it's pretty interesting. And then Garchomp can spam Earthquake next to Dragonite. And it can't really spam Earthquake next to anyone else on here because I didn't want to have another Ice-type weakness, and no Levitate Pokemon other than Hydreigon gets Dragon Cheer. So Dragonite, our boy here. So this is actually an idea I saw from That's a +1. I didn't really think of Dragonite as a potential great Dragon Cheer Pokemon because Air Cutter is a move that I kind of forget exists. But, I mean, if we want to look at it really quick, Air Cutter has an increased critical hit ratio and its spread damage. So you always crit after a Dragon Cheer in Dragonite with Air Cutter. It's base 60, which is pretty low. After a crit, you're going to be doing base 90 spread damage, so you're getting close to like Earthquake damage. But overall, this is just here as a spread type move for Dragonite, and as a special Dragonite. And then Draco Meteor, the thing to call out here with Dragon Cheer, right, is that 50% of the time you can ignore the damage drop from Draco Meteor. So what I like to do in my test games, at least, is drop Draco Meteor as soon as possible, and then go for Air Cutter after to clean up whatever is remaining. Because you're always going to hit your critical hit on your Air Cutter after a Draco Meteor, so the -2 special attack drop doesn't matter. So now let's talk about our cheer captains. This is Melodic, and Melodic is one of the few non-dragon types that gets Dragon Cheer. So we're running Scald, Dragon Cheer, Life Dew, and Protect with leftovers. So this is really interesting, actually, with Dragonite. So Dragonite, with the multi-scale ability, plus Roost, plus Life Dew, it's almost like you can kind of stall teams out so long as they're not breaking your multi-scale with like sand damage or poison damage or something like that. It actually can be pretty oppressive once you get the +2 boost onto Dragonite and you just start healing up. Is not a lot enemies can do. The other nice thing about Melodic with Garchomp and Dragonite is that you avoid ice, or sorry, it's an ice type switch in. So we have 2 4x ice weeks on the team, so I wanted to have a lot of Pokemon that block ice type damage. So River Goddess, Melodic, this blocks ice type with water typing. Salazzle, our next Pokemon, our next cheer captain, if you want to call that, has brain work. Fire typing, right? So this resists ice. This is also a 4x weak, or 4x resist to fairy damage, which is awesome. Caesar resists ice, and then Gallade is on the team specifically because it has Wide Guard and Trick Room and the synergy with getting +1 crit stage. So let's just go back through Salazzle. We didn't really finish going through that. So we have Fake Out. This is really good. So we can Fake Out into Tailwind on turn 1. And then we can Dragon Cheer Draco. We can Dragon Cheer air cutter after. We can gunk shot after. Gunk shot's interesting on Salazzle. So Salazzle has a better special attack than physical attack. You can actually see at min special attack, we still have a higher special attack than our attack or at physical attack. And this is fine. So we're running Focus Sash, and the key thing we want is to go as fast as possible with a Focus Sash. The second thing we want is with Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot has an 80% chance of hitting, which is not great, to be honest. But if you do hit, you one-shot every Floette out there, so long as they're not running a bunch of defense, which Floette typically runs modest max speed. And against Sylveon, you will not kill, as you know, most Sylveons run bulk. If they don't run any bulk, you will one-shot. But the nice thing about this is you can fake out, do a little chip damage into Sylveon, then you can come in with the Gunk Shot or an Air Cutter or whatever with Dragonite. And as long as there's some damage on that Sylveon, you're probably going to finish it off with Gunk Shot. So that's why we're going Gunk Shot. The other option is Overheat, and Overheat is very good against Frostlass specifically. However, we do have Wide Guard, so Frostlass isn't maybe as scary to me as a Moonblast from Floette is, or Dazzling Gleam, which again, Gallade can block with Wide Guard. But yeah, Salazzle's a very interesting Pokemon. I have not played Salazzle in a long time, so there's a item that was in like Scarlet and Violet and every other game except for Pokemon Champions called, it's like the Escape Pack or Escape Button or something like that, where basically if you lower your own stats, you swap out. So Salazzle's unique because Oblivious prevents Intimidate drops. So if you can overheat with that item, you could overheat, do 130 base damage, and switch out. So it's like kind of a U-turn on steroids. But that item's not in the that item's not in the game. So we're doing our best we can with the Focus Sash and the Dragon Cheer. Dragon Cheer, maybe we should talk a little bit about how critical hits work really quick. And I can quickly swap over to this other screen. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can see this. So critical hits. At stage 0 in Pokemon Champions, so Gen 7 onwards, you have a 4.17% chance to critical hit if you have no critical hit boosts. After a 1+1 critical stage boost, that goes up to 12.5. At +2, you get a crazy boost to now 50%. And 3 and 4, and I don't know why 4 even exists here, but doesn't matter. 3 is always a crit. So if we jump back to our team, we can see Dragonite is always going to be that 50%. We're not holding Scope Lens with either of these Pokemon. I thought it was more valuable on Gallade. However, if you do want to run guaranteed like 100% crit Earthquakes, you can put Scope Lens onto Garchomp and then either drop Gallade or just accept that you can maybe hit crits 50% of the time with Gallade. I thought this was better, but it does mean that your Earthquake, Scale Shots, and Draco Meteors are only 50% chance to crit. If we go down to Scizor. So Scizor is a unique build. Scizor is Mega Scizor on this, and this is specifically to help us with our Fairy weaknesses and Ice weaknesses, right? So Scizor is a great Mega partner for Mega Dragonite. I thought about Mega Garchomp, and you totally could do Mega Garchomp if you wanted. However, Scizor I thought was really interesting because it learns the move Focus Energy. So Focus Energy gives you a +2 critical boost, so you're immediately at 50%, plus a Dragon Cheer, and that is a lot of setup for one Pokemon, but if you can get a Dragon Cheer and Focus Energy off into Scizor, you're 100% critting everything. And that's maybe not quite as good as like a Swords Dance would be, but Scizor's main weakness, in my opinion, in the meta is Incineroar, and the other thing I haven't gotten into about critical hits that maybe you do, maybe you don't know, critical hits avoid any enemy defensive boosts or any of your own offensive decreases. So if you get intimidated and your attack goes down, you ignore it when you critical hit. If your enemy Archaladon starts getting a bunch of stamina boosts, you ignore it when you crit. So that's really the key thing I would say about Caesar and Focus Energy is it's just a swap out of a very standard good Caesar build, but instead of Swords Dance, we're running Focus Energy. And this plays around Incineroar. It also plays around the team's weaknesses, where it's just a really strong steel type attacker that synergizes very well with Dragon Cheer. So again, after Focus Energy plus a Dragon Cheer, you're at +3 critical hit chance, which means 100% chance. And then Glade, last but not least, this was the 6th Pokemon on the team, and I actually am really impressed with Glade and how well it synergizes with this team. I haven't played a lot of games with this, but I'm really excited to see how it performs, because Glade, the Sacred Sword does a ton of damage, Night Slash does a ton of damage, Trick Room is our way of having Tail Room on this team. We have a pretty poor hard Trick Room matchup without Glade. And then Wide Guard. Wide Guard is huge, right? When you think about what our team is most weak to, Garchomp, Dragonite, one-shot by Blizzard. Wide Guard protects Blizzard. Fairy damage. Dazzling Gleam is probably the premier move, or Hyper Voice on Sylveon, and both of those are blocked by Wide Guard. So you force your enemy or your opponent to go with a Wide Guard, or sorry, with a Moonblast or maybe a Hyper Beam from a Sylveon to go for the KOs. And I think even Moonblast from Mega Floette doesn't one-shot Dragonite through multiscale, but we'll probably find out when we do our testing here. But this is the team. I'm pretty excited about it, and let's jump in. Oh. Wow, we're going to finish in rank 4. It's so brutal. Don't have time to actually grind the ladder when I'm trying to put out videos and make a living. But that's fine. All right, who do we have first here? We have Zufos running the Cybertron Glimora team. I'm thinking, right? So this team relies on Ninetales to take care of all of our dragons, right? I'm thinking just either... So I definitely want to start Garchomp, I think. And I either go Gallade or Salazzle. Salazzle gives us Fake Out into the Ninetales. Maybe we want Tailwind. No. So I think I'm leaning towards Gallade here. They're probably going to go Whims. Maybe they go for a Tailwind. But I like Wide Guard. It should wall pretty hard here. I want Dragonite in the back, and then we need a supporter here. I think we're going to go with Melodic over Salazzle. I still have to nickname my shiny dragons that I got. The Dragonite's shiny from Scarlet and Violet, but I got this Garchomp recently. Since I've been playing so much Garchomp, I figured might as well get a shiny one. Man, this is a deep V. It looks way deeper in the camera than it actually goes. I'm a little uncomfortable showing that much skin. Okay. What did they choose to lead? This guy looks fairly new to the game. Okay, so they go Ninetales as expected, but they also go Basque Legion, which we should be able to... Scale Shot Wide Guard's interesting. I could protect Night Slash, which is also interesting. But I could do that next turn as well if we really wanted. They could just Moonblast, but we don't die to a Moonblast, I don't think. Gallade might die to a Moonblast. Pretty fragile. I think we just go Wide Guard. Next turn, we outspeed. I don't think we live that. We do Gallade, you legend! Not Life Orbed. Okay, so Blizzard does go off. So this is Choice Scarf, Basky Legion, so we should be faster next turn. Okay, 2 hits, that's fine. So now how do we want to play this? Basky Legion is choice locked. And we're fastest, right? We're way faster. I think we just wide guard again and accept that Glade's going down here. Because they could wave crash Basky Legion, but I don't think it's faster anymore. It's still I don't get that. Okay, this guy's just missing all its KOs left and right, and it kills itself. Okay, that's bad for us. That Basky Legion shouldn't be possible to be faster than us. Because I thought we were running max speed. And we kill our Garchomp. This is really not going well, suddenly. I mean, they Moonblast, kill Glade. Oh, they don't kill Glade. Ooh, and we lose Garchomp against Glamora in the back. This is tough. We definitely don't get the KO with Scald into Ninetales with an Aurora Veil up. We're in a bad spot here. I'm going to... I think we're just going to Dragon Cheer and swap, actually. Because I'm not expecting them to go for a Blizzard with Wide Guard going. And Vacuum Wave. And what? Freeze Dry? Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm thinking, right? So how do we win this? They're probably going to go... I think we have to get a Tailwind off or we lose. So let's just try this. Life do... Tailwind. And if we get the Tailwind off, we win. If we don't, we lose. It's most likely we're going to lose after we lost Garchomp early there. No, I think we led wrong. I think we did need the Tailwind plus Fake Out. There it goes for Blizzard. And it one-shots. So if we had protected... Life Dude instead... Oh, and it one-shot, or it kills. Yeah, that's interesting. We definitely led wrong, which... is unexpected. I thought Garchomp would be a good lead, but they clearly expected that with the Ninetales. Caesar would have been an interesting call here. Yeah. So maybe we have to bring Caesar against Glim. Because we could have, like, Fake Out Tailwinded. We don't even need Tailwind if we bring Caesar either with Bullet Punch. Okay, well, now we know. Ninetales is one of our worst matchups, so we live and we learn. Jutka with the bug team. Okay, we're gonna monobug for the last day of ranked. Bugs don't like fire, which we don't have. We do have poison. I don't like this as a lead. So what are they going for? Tailwind, Caesar. So it's Mega Caesar. They have Volcarona, which does not like rock type damage. Most bugs resist Garchomp, though, but we do have rock type damage, so maybe I'm okay with it. And then do we bring River Goddess or do we bring Caesar? Milo or Caesar? Kind of like Milo. These monobug teams crack me up. You really got something to prove if you're on the ladder playing monobug. You think you're the best player out there. You're going to make this broken team work. And maybe Ducka does, you know? But I'm guessing he just swapped over from Glamora. So, what do we got here? Looks like a classic Fakeout. Tailwind. Because either they're Focus Sash on the butterfly, or they're Choice Scarfed, in which case, either way, we should be faster. You can Encore that. It's very good. Now, what does the Araquanid do? You're gonna one-shot our Salazzle? Nice try, buddy. So now the question is, I don't think we one-shot. I think I would rather get the Encore onto Viv than the Dragon Cheer, which is kind of a spicy take. Let's go for Air Cutter here. Why would you do that? Because, well, now we can Encore the Wide Guard. So confused. So Vivillon is taken out of... It's not a threat, so they're likely going to swap it. I think now I just want to go for Dragon Cheer. I could Encore into that Wide Guard, but I don't give a shoot about that. Something's getting Draco Meteored. There's no Bug Fairy type, so enjoy the Meteor Shower. Wide Guards again. We can now Encore that if we want. Cheer Captain Salazzle. Doing good work out there. Good work. Calling down the heavens. This should kill, but it doesn't. So now my question is, we could Encore Draco Meteor again. 50% chance to kill, which I'm okay with. It's fine. We're just gonna Encore your Araquanid. This guy's playing the bug team, and this is what playing the bug team feels like. Feels like you're locked into Protect the whole time. I mean, honestly, we should swap out Araquanid after this turn. Maybe we just Gunk Shot. Start gunking. For Tailwind again. And we just started gunking. Oh, Volcarona goes out. Vivillon comes in. Vivillon? Vivillon. I don't know how to pronounce. Like, I grew up with high school Spanish. And I see two L's and I say, why? Yee. Get gunked on, nerd. Doesn't kill. Long hair don't care. So now we just start air cutting. We just start cutting that air. And we could Gunk Shot, but I don't really think we need to. I mean, we should. We should just gunk shot because why wouldn't we? Salazzle has more than done its job. And let me tell you guys, my team here, the cheer squad, obliterates monobug. Great matchup. Most people aren't aware, but monobug, terrible team. Okay, we missed the gunk, but we should one-shot. Yup. Crit, 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 crit. All right. Is that a shiny Heracross? No, shiny Heracross is all pink and awful. It's just standard. Looks better. Don't see it enough. All right, do we get the forfeit here, or do they keep the dream alive? I'm almost tempted to... I mean, we'll gunk shot probably to win. But I am tempted to just Dragon Cheer again. I mean, it doesn't stack, right? Let me just Draco Meteor to be safe. This is such a cool team. This guy did get styled on. It's unfortunate for him. Okay! Getting some crits on the Salazzle side as well. That's not intended. Bang, bang, bang. We got the crit. Crit, 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 crit. This team crits. Okay, well, we went from like an awful matchup with Ninetales and Como and Glamora to an amazing matchup against Monobug that everybody has an amazing matchup into. Who's next? Okay. We got lightning rod shenanigans here. So immediately off rip, I'm thinking if they're going to try to discharge me, I'm just going to wide guard Earthquake. Questions? Thoughts? They have their own wide guarder, which makes a lot of sense. So I like Glade even more, because we can Night Slash, Aegis Slash. Yeah, this seems like the right lead. Now, what do we want to bring in the back? We have Dragonite for Tailwind. We have Caesar, which seems awful. Dragonite doesn't seem particularly great either. And then what cheer captain do we want to bring? Do we want Melodic or Salazzle? Double Ghost Steel. Well, Melodic, which seems stupid into this electric damage. So I guess we're going Salazzle. And do we even care about Dragon Cheer? Yeah, I think we do. Salazzle brings its own value with Fake Out as well in the back. So I'm reading that they're going to bring in Aegis Slash plus probably Raichu. Jolteon. Okay, so we have the Wide Guard. Good stuff, good stuff. Earthquake Wide Guard. Any reasons not to do this? They could swap a Trick Room and Protect and Focus Blast. I mean, Jolteon could do some weird stuff here. I'm just going to Wide Guard and Earthquake. I think it's a simple, safe Raichu X. Rising Voltage. I'm an idiot. It's Rising Voltage. Protect. What do you do, Raichu? Oh, wow. Huh. So I could have Trick Roomed, and it would have been the right play. So they waste a turn of their own Electric Surge. I don't see any reason not to just keep doing what I'm doing. Their wide guard user's not here. I could switch in D-Knight and still Earthquake. And save Gallade Wide Guard for later, but I don't think it's that... I don't think it matters anymore. I'd rather just go for Trick Room. Are they gonna Ice Punch me? Shoot, they're gonna Ice Punch me. Protect. Fight. Trick Room. No. Trick Room. Oh, got it in. Whoo-wee. Okay, so they didn't Ice Punch me. Vanillix comes in. It's probably Choice Scarfed. We protect Garchomp. Afraid of the ice. We lose our... That's some tech. That's some cool tech. And we read it like a book. Earthquake. Sacred Sword. Should be fine here. It's so slow. See if the Jolteon's sashed. Do some damage to ourselves here. Shuka. That sucks. A Weather Ball. Into Gallade, and now we're gonna die. Yeah, not being Choice Scarf on the Vanillix kind of bopped us. If it has Protect, we're kind of screwed. I mean, it's gonna have Protect. It's not Choice Scarf, so let's play accordingly. So we Draco here, and we Fake Out here. Even if it protects, it doesn't matter, because we take out the Jolteon. Doesn't one-shot us either. We faked out, so we're fine. Unless you double protected. Block Draco. I think we want to Draco again. I don't have Protect. We're definitely Dracoing. Who's the bigger threat here? It seems Raichu does not have as much of a threatening presence. I'm gonna double into Jolteon in case I miss one of my Dracos or my Gunk Shot. We're in a bad spot, I'll be honest. I didn't expect the Weather Ball Jolteon. Okay, Jolteon goes down. We should hopefully get a Gunk Shot onto Raichu, which should be fast. Oh, it's slower than us, that's right. So what are you going, Rising Discharge? Okay, over 50, that's nice. Oh, we got the poison. Okay. And they didn't fake us out. Which is kind of surprising. More electricity. You can't swap out. Things are looking a little bit better. We want a Dragon Cheer here, or Tailwind. So now we're in rain. I'm gonna go for Perish. Draco Meteor. How much time? Trick Room, one more turn. So I do think I want a Tailwind here. And I want Raichu to protect or die. So I don't think Politoed gets through Dragonite. Maybe... Salazzle probably doesn't live, huh? This turn. Ooh. Maybe we should have Dragon Cheered. We don't have Protect on Salazzle, so... This is a rare Trick Room game. You sped us up. Just for me to Tailwind. And he didn't Protect. That's kind of the boggles the mind to me. That really boggles the mind. Well, we're going first now, but we don't really have to kill Raichu. We didn't get our Dragon Cheer off. We're always moving first. I think we just roost out the Raichu. It's nothing, but the Icy Wind's gonna suck. We're at neutral speed with Tailwind. Raichu just dies next turn. I don't see any reason not to roost again. Just let Raichu die. It's faster now. We don't get full... Oh, and he doesn't go for Icy Wind. That's great. It's going to do way more than I expected, but not that much. You got the accuracy drop. Oh. Oh, it lives at 1. Lovely. Draco, and then we roost next turn. Okay. I could have roosted, I guess. Okay, we're definitely going slower. I don't know if Politoed can get through D-Knight. We're definitely slow. So I'm just gonna start roosting. And then we can start, like, roost, Draco, Draco, or something. He misses. We get a roost off. Rain should end soon. I don't know why he's not going for Icy Winds. I think that would do more damage, but what do I know? Okay, so now we Draco. We start waiting for crits. Oh, this guy's... It's missing. We are not. Crit, 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 crit. Not a crit. Are we at -6? Oh, we're at -4. Gets his Muddy Water out. See if he gets another accuracy drop. Oh, and we just keep hitting. Okay. Crit? No crit. I mean, we're playing for crit now. Yeah, we might as well air cutter. I think a crit air cutter probably gets it or kills here. It's got a higher accuracy. In case we get the accuracy drop again. I mean, we're looking pretty clean here. That does hurt. Okay. This could be a long one. I'm gonna turn on my turbo A button, so I just keep pressing A infinitely. I mean, I guess he's just going for accuracy drops and paralysis. You know, can't blame him. Can't blame him. And we got the crit. GG. It's questionable moments there with not going with Icy Wind, but was a rough start. I'm just glad we won. Because I did not expect that to be Raichu X. I thought that was going to be some Lightning Rod Jolteon stuff. Good news was Garchomp was definitely the lead. Oh, are we out of ranked battles? I bet they just ended ranked battles. No, you can still go. Did it just hit like midnight in Japan or something? I don't know. Brandon! I know a Brandon. Decidueye. This is some... We're doing some stuff here. So this is why Glade is here, specifically for the Farigiraf matchup. Because they're going to Fake Out and Trick Room. And we can either counter Trick Room... Is this a Caesar game? Definitely not a Caesar game with Chandelure. This is kind of seeming like a Garchomp game. So maybe we go Garchomp. I think this is the right 4. Salazzle is good into Decidueye. And that's it. Caesar is not good into Ceruledge or really anything. Bug Bite is good against Farigiraf, so we could do something like Glade Caesar. I mean, Caesar's really only here for the Fairy matchups and Ice matchups, which I definitely should have brought to my first game against the Ninetales, but... Alright, Brandon, looking eager. That pose. Kang, Farig. Night Slash doesn't kill. Most of the time. I haven't really done this, actually. Let's run this calc really quick. We have this open still. Pokemon... Glade, Sharpness, Night Slash on Farigiraf. Yeah, it's a roll on no bulk, which is kind of crazy. I guess if you get the crit. Anyway. I think we just go for the Trick Room. I'm just going to go for Scale Shot into Frig. Do they Fake Out the Glade is the question. Part of me is almost down to have Iron Ball on this Glade, but we miss. They didn't go for a Fake Out, and we just die. We're just dead. Sweet. Sweet. Ice Punch. That's so obvious, and I just Trick Roomed for them. Okay, I didn't, thank God. So now we can at least potentially take care of the Kanga. But we probably go for Night Slash, right? Night Slash. Scald. Should take care of Farigiraf if we crit. Okay, they take out King. Go with Chandelure. Love to see it. Scald hits. How much do we do here? Should be enough. So long as we always hit Night Slash. It's not Colbur. Okay. We got the crit. So now we're looking better. They're going to go for Ghost into Glade, so we could consider swapping, because we don't have Protect. And they could go Trick Room. So Kangaskhan's the real threat here. So we could double Kanga, expect a Fake Out and a Trick Room, and just long hair don't care? Okay, they Fake Out. Do they one-shot our Gallade? Less likely, unless they're Trick Rooming. Okay, I should one-shot. I mean, it took chip, I guess, but it's definitely a one-shot. And we took care of Kanga. Ice Punch isn't going to be a problem for us anymore. We can always reverse the Trick Room if we really want to, but I'm honestly thinking we just Dragon Cheer and swap out. They go for Trick Room. Avalugg. Avalugg is not good for us. I have to kill that Avalugg. How do I kill this Avalugg? I think we just Trick Room and Scald, right? That seems safe. They do go for Rock Slide. So they go for flinches under Trick Room, and then they Shadow Ball into Gallade. Yeah, I'm fine. How much does Scald do? Hey, they're critting too! Cheerleaders of their own form. Scald. Sturdy. Burn, baby, burn. That's lucky. Alright, that should seal the deal. Avalugg was the only Pokemon that could threaten Garchomp. And we beat the Double Ice team. Respect. I don't know how many games that was. I'm going to take a little pause here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Feel free to chat if you're watching this as a video on demand on live or on YouTube in the future, and let me know what you think of the team. I'm going to be putting together the final video for this and hopefully coming out in the next day or two. But thanks for